What's up guys, how's it going? This is Joey Elke and I'm here with another YouTube video. It's been quite a while since I've made one. I'm trying to be consistent. Life is just busy. But today I'm really excited about this video because I feel like it's going to be very desirable for people, and it is the Yamaha HS7s. Am I doing it right? I'm looking up at the screen right there. Boom, HS7 versus the NS10s. It's interesting. I've had the HS7s for quite a while, like 5 years now, and the NS10s I just got this last year. So I'm going to talk about the numbers for about 30 seconds, and then we're going to get into how they sound. And people have said they enjoy my description of things, how they sound on here. My headphone review video got like 30,000 views. I hope this one does similar, so please like, please subscribe. I have other things related to this that are similar, so let's get into it. Alright guys, so a huge contributing factor and why the HS7 sound the way they do and the NS10 sound the way they do is because the HS7s are much newer. They came out in 2013. If you really want to understand why the NS10 sound the way they do, it's because they're 46 years old. So there is a 35-year gap between the HS7s and the NS10s. That's a massive contributing factor. So some numbers wise, boom. NS10s are 60 hertz to 20 kilohertz, and they were made in 1978. The HS7s are 43 hertz to 30 kilohertz, and came out in 2013. Now the boring stuff is over. So if the HS7s are what you would immediately perceive as bright. They're upper midi. They have almost this flat surface in the upper mids, like there's a piece of glass and the information just hitting that glass, and you get this nice detail up there. The lower mids is scooped, very scooped, like very little lower mids, no speakers perfect. So if you're used to something like KRK, PreSonus, JBL, or even like Genelec, I'm looking up at the screen there, even like Genelec, you know, those are lower midi, warm, bassy kind of speakers, which means that where it emphasizes is where the detail is going to be. So if you work on a pair like KRKs or Genelecs, a lot of your detail is going to be in the lower mids because that's the frequencies that are very prominent. If you're doing something like the Yamaha HS7s, the frequencies that are much more prominent are the upper midi, in your face kind of brighter frequencies. Sometimes I'll listen to a song, it's like a poppy song or a very popular song, and I'm like, oh, was this made on Yamaha? Was this made on the HS7s? I feel like it was, because you can sometimes tell where is the most detail, where is this centered, right? You do get a stereo image. The stereo image is different though. It's not going to be like KRK stereo image, which is the KRK, JBL, Genelec stereo image is very different than a Yamaha stereo image. But overall, Yamaha completely between both of them sounds sterile, surgical. If one wanted to be, you know, with words of like negative connotation, they could put dry, harsh, brittle. There's speakers you buy, the HS7s, and you're like, oh, these aren't fun to listen to. Why did I buy these? And then you realize like they're very detailed, surgical, raw information. It takes time to get used to. You know, I love hearing things on them because you know what you're getting. So the NS10s. So the Yamaha NS10s came out in 1978. If I'm being very straightforward, they're passive and they're very warm naturally because they're just older. Like, you know, name the last time. I can't name the last time I've listened to a pair of speakers that was 45 years old. Can't think about it. Don't know, right? Because I don't go out of my way looking for those speakers. Why would you? So the NS10s came out in 1978, and they naturally sound warm. They're not like a pair of Genelecs, where they at over there, where they're like, oh, let's intentionally make these sound warm. Let's add DSP and some technology flair and purposely try to make these sound warm. The NS10s aren't doing that. The NS10s are just naturally warm because they came out in the late 70s. So the NS10s are very midi into lower mids, just barely. So they're, the HS7s are like mid into upper mid. So that's the immediately distinguishable factor, is these sound more modern and bright. These sound naturally warm, They're also going to sound much more dynamic than you think they might sound. Like when I put on the NS10s, I was expecting, you know, mid noise, and I'm supposed to make an image or a picture or something make sense of the noise. Because I can do that, oh, now it sounds good on everything. That's what I thought the NS10s are going to be. No, they sound like boom, boom. They sound much more dynamic than you think they sound. So that was very complimentary. They also sound very dry. I don't know if it's the passive, I don't know if it's the age, because they are also passive monitors, so you have to have an amp. So I have, I don't know if you can see it, my CLA 200 amp I got, Chris Ordalge's amp, made for his newer Avatone NS10 copies. I got it for the NS10s. It sounds great. Really good product. They sound very dry. I don't know if it's because they're passive, but I can also feel like I hear the space in between things very clearly on the NS10s. Like you play it, you have these objects and the picture, you can really tell the space in between like very easily, which is nice. That might be because they're passive, it might be the intention, I'm not sure. But overall, the NS10s were dry, very boring sounding, but they sound more dynamic than you think they're gonna sound. In terms of the Yamaha sound I would say is a dry sound, but there's also this kind of screechiness that's in the upper mids of Yamaha. So if you have the HS7 or the HS8, you know there's kind of frequencies you hit where you're like, holy crap, like you almost like it's like someone got an ice pick and just stabbed your ear. That's what it can sound like. On the NS10s, you're getting the same thing because there is a portion of frequencies there. I don't know if it's like 4K, maybe 3.2, 4.5, it's up there. But I'll listen to like Avril Lavigne's just song like Wish You Were Here, love that song. And there's this like piercing sound, like I was kind of bumping. I was like, let's really see, how loud these go. And it just, and then boom, that ice pick in the air. I'm like, holy, like not pleasing, but it's still there. So I'm like, okay, Yamaha, I see, some more similarities than what I thought were there. That's a nice feeling. So which ones do I love more? I'm gonna be honest. Right now, I don't have the NS10s plugged in. I got my HS7s and the Genelic because the Genelic gives me that warm heat that's very pleasing, but they also have a really nice high end. The Yamaha HS7s are what I'm used to, and those have a really nice high end and just bigger picture, right? Even if I get the NS10s and I like separate them, they still sound boxy. So the NS10s overall sound kind of boxy. It's a box with mids, lower mids, very dry, brittle. They still have that high pitch, ice pick, sound the Yamaha HS7s do, but the HS7s emphasize all upper mids. When you do the stereo image comparison, honestly, there is no comparison. A newer speaker is probably going to have crazy stereo image compared to older ones. I'm sure someone could comment, oh, there's this speaker from 19, whatever. I agree, you're correct. Okay. Between these, there is no comparison on stereo image. So in terms of like them being a speaker you have to have, Yamaha NS10s, oh, I gotta have the NS10s. No, you don't. No, you don't. You could have a really nice pair of KRKs. You could have HS7s, HS8s. You could have Genelic, Focal. Of course, if you're gonna have like Focal, ATC, Genelic, obviously those are gonna dominate. Plus everything else. My dream speakers is ATCs, the tall ones. I think 12s, they're called 50s, the big ones. That's what I want. And I'll probably replace my HS7s with those soon. Sometimes people ask like, oh, you have so many speakers, you must be spending money. I work part-time at a phone carrier and I'm a real estate agent in the metro Atlanta area when I'm not doing this, so I do stay active. I like to stay busy, but I'm also the kind of person that'll buy a pair of speakers just to see what they sound like, and I wouldn't recommend that because then you're spending money, but I like spending money, and I love speakers. I've had like 9 different pairs of studio monitors in the last 6 years, so I love me some speakers. But I won't lie, they are just like a staple piece. Like if you look, I just got my I just got the stainless steel screws for them, purely for aesthetic purposes. I'm not gonna say it affects anything. It just looked good, right? And it's like, oh well, if you bought them, well now you have them. So they could just stay a staple piece of the studio. I'm rocking with a Apollo Twin X Duo right now, so I can only have 2 speakers. So between all these 3, I had the NS10s on there for like a month, and I'm like, yeah, I missed my Genelic. Now I plan on getting the Apogee Symphony Mark II soon. Should be amazing, and I'm gonna be able to have multiple speakers plugged in. I'm also gonna get a pair of JBL 308s like by my TV. So I'm gonna be able to bounce back and forth between the HS7s, Genelic, NS10s, and 308s, and I am stoked. I'm also about to get the Manley Reference C in like a month, and I'll probably do a product review on that, even though I'm sure there's many like that. There hasn't been a lot of HS7 versus NS10 videos, which is why I decided to do this one. Yeah, so do you need them? The answer is no. Do they offer something special? The answer is yes, because they're an older speaker that's naturally warm. Naturally. So yeah, I'd say that, you know, they offer something special. They're very boxy. I assume they probably sound similar to how an Avatone mix cube sounds. If I'm being honest, just straight mid to lower mid. You really fall into two categories, I think. Are you the kind of person where you want one set of speakers that are perfectly balanced? So they know, you know, my mix masters are balanced. Let me fix this. They know, like, oh yeah, my mix and masters are balanced, right? Or you're the kind of person that has multiple different sets of speakers, because one set of speakers is going to give you a lot of attention here, and the other set's going to give you a lot of attention here, and the other person's going to give you a lot of attention here. I'm that person. I would have like 3 or 4 sets of studio. I have 3. I'm about to get another one. Sometimes I want the Cali Audios again because I underappreciated them when I had them the first time. I'm the kind of person where I would like a pair of speakers that's detailed in the high end. I would like a pair of speakers that's detailed in the low end. I would like a pair of speakers that's detailed in the mids. I'd like another one that's very balanced. Why wouldn't I? I want to know when I listen to it in the car and everything, I'm like, yeah, every piece of that, great attention to detail was put in, right? Versus just like, okay, it sounds balanced, send it up. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. Stay tuned. I'm gonna be putting out more videos soon. I'll probably do it on the Manly. I could go in depth on the Genelics if someone wanted a Genelic versus NS10. Comment some ideas about what you'd like. I'm trying to be consistent on this with part-time job, real estate stuff, trying to be consistent. Trying to be consistent. I'm working with artists already. I'm gonna post the music I work on with artists here. Some of it sounds commercial. Some of it sounds grimy and gritty. I got different kind of stuff going on. Reach out if you're trying to work on stuff in the Atlanta area, Metro Atlanta area. I'm about to have the Manly reference. He's gonna go crazy. I consider myself a good audio engineer. I'm mixing and mastering, so I can make things sound completely industry from this apartment. And I'm very happy to say that I couldn't really care less about the commercial studio environment, if I'm being really candid. The goal is to be able to never leave my home to make absolutely amazing sounding music. Why wouldn't I want that? So anything music, hit me up. Like I said, I'm a realtor out here in the Metro Atlanta area, so if you are curious about the process of buying or you're looking to sell, contact me. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Please reach out to me with any ideas, comment any ideas. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Having nightmares in the nighttime and I cannot sleep. You need to let go of me. I gotta wake up early in the morning. Please go to sleep. I'm fighting demons, you fighting demons. Lord knows I got my reasons why I'm not sleeping. Late nights I'm up dreaming. I watch my back off in they creams, and I'm too deep. And if it ain't about the Benjamin, I don't wanna talk, and I'm not gonna listen. I don't give a fuck about what you're saying, cause I'm the man for real. I call the shots, you stand on business, so I stand right here. Bust you down with chandelier, babe, I loved you dearly. I let you get close to me, now I want you near